So yeah, I'm going to do a short session on something that someone asked me to explain. He asked me if I could explain how to multi-drift. He had a problem, and the problem was the following. Let's go. Oh, I'm finished. Let's go in game. The problem was the following. The problem is that I can't delete this block. Oh, okay. Okay, the problem was the following. He had a... He was driving a map, and there were some corners after each other. And he could drift the first corner, and he could maybe drift the second corner, but after that he gets a problem. And it's all the same way, you know, all corners go to the left or all corners go to the right, but he can drive the first corner, maybe the second, maybe. But he had problems when driving the second and third corner. And he said that the speed was good, but he had a problem and asked me how to do a multi-drift. Which I'm going to explain now, because a multi-drift can actually get you through all those corners. Whoops. Without hitting the walls or those kind of things, or without maybe slowing down. Oops. I actually first need to build a map, so let me focus a little. And I think, considering the speed, I'm going too fast if I did like that. So yeah, I'm just building a very simple map. It's only to illustrate how a multi-drift works. And it's also, you know, I want my replay to be saved so I can explain what a multi-drift is and when I press the brake, and that you can see the racing lines. You know, just why should you do a multi-drift? What's the technique behind a multi-drift? I do have to try it out. How can I... Oh, never mind. Just going to try the map out. Building a very simple map. But yeah, it works. Okay, cool. So I built a little map. Let's talk about multi-drift. Okay, so we have a very simple map. I will maybe make some more maps just to illustrate. It goes straight on, and we actually have 3 corners. You can see it as one big one, but they are actually 3 small ones. We have 1, 2, and the third, and then we have the finish. You can't drive these corners with one drift. I'll show you. Let's go camera 2, so you can see it live. Yeah, this is one drift, and yeah, you just hit a wall. You can't do it. Now I'm going to do the same, but this time I'm going to multi-drift a little. Yeah, drift, drift, drift. And now you can go to the finish. If you paid attention to my backside of the map... Oh, there's no braking light on my car. Well, that makes it a little bit more difficult, but that doesn't mind, because we can still see what happens with the racing lines behind the car. That's what is important. Okay, go back again. So we have 3 separate corners, 1, 2, 3. You can't drift them in one piece, as I just showed you. You will just crash into this wall. That's not what you want, of course. But Now comes the technique of multi-drifting. You drive to the corner, you drive to the right, you start a drift, you know, very easy. You just start a drift. And when you notice you are going to, or you are, well, driving... gotta search my words for a moment. I explained it in words to that guy. You just start to drift. And when you notice that the lines behind your car are getting closer to each other again, or if you see that you are approaching this wall, then you just press the brake another time. And what will happen is that those lines behind the car will go out of each other again. But I just have to explain you. I can only explain it with a replay. I think it's really unclear if I don't explain it with a replay. I maybe need more speed actually. This is just a nice replay to show what happens. I want to do it in slow motion, so I just saved my replay without reason. Let's go to download it. Oops. And let's just skip the map. Yeah, I got your maps, all the maps that someone sent, but I'm not going to do a mapping session today. Just going to show how multi-drift works. Shows my replay. Okay, let's go. Editors, replays, downloaded, and it should be here. And we go to the editor. Now comes the most important part of the video, explaining to you what the car is doing when multi-drifting. And I'm also going to show... Wait, I'm also going to save a replay on that map. But then without the multi-drift. I think I didn't save the map, I did. Just build another one. Mapping with Koenz, yeah, you won't see me do this often. Okay, so now I'm just going to drive a little around without multi-drift. I was actually searching for a better round. Oh. I'm going to crash anyway, so don't look at that, okay? It's meant to be a crash. Yeah, well, this is a good one. Okay. That's good. Then we just save to replay. And we save it here again. 9 rows. E3. I just need to get each other. And editors. Okay, guys, let's start with the bad replay. Oh wait, it's somewhere else. Here it is. Editor. Okay, there we go. Multi-drifting. This is a round without multi-drifting. Let's just without any shortcuts. Let's check what happens. I'm drifting now, hitting the wall, and then just drive to the finish. And we play it again, but this time we are going to slow it down. Okay, we start to drift. You see that the lines behind my car... Wait, I can use my arrow instead of my hands. The lines behind my car are going out of each other. You know, this is the front wheel line, left back wheel, and well, those two lines are almost on each other. But as we proceed in the corner here, they are even wider, you know, even wider out of each other. And now we can actually see that the right front wheel line and the right back wheel line are also out of each other. And we continue. And now I stop drifting, so the car is just turning to the right. That's all what happens. And what you see, just this is maybe 1 second later, the lines are almost or already exactly on the same path. You can't see that the wheels are, you know, the drifting lines aren't out of each other anymore. And now they're gone. Yeah, this is a good example. Now they are getting closer again and closer and closer. And I'm not touching my brake, okay? They are just getting closer. I'm getting grip again. That's actually what happens. I started my drift and now I stop hitting the brake, and then the drift just like disappears, kinda. You start to get grip again. And you don't want to grip if the corner, you know, is long. You want to go around this corner. And now I just crash into the corner. Ta-da, bum. Now we go to the other replay. I might have to do a second session of this, because sometimes my explanation is something to think about. I totally didn't prepare this, okay? I only got the question, now I'm like, okay, I'll explain to you. Multi-drift. Hey, wait a minute, can I actually... I'm going to make a map soon, the same again, but then 2 replays in 1. I don't think I can do it now. But this is a solo replay of the multi-drift. Just watch the car. Well, that looks good, right? That looks like a good corner, nothing wrong with it. Just driving the corner as it should be, no hitting walls. This is where I start my drift. We go on. You can see the lines are out of each other, okay? On this part, wait, it probably goes a bit too fast. Let's just go slow motion like. Okay, starting the drift. I just go on slow motion. Too bad I can't slow-mo it a little bit faster, because this is way too slow, but never mind. You can see the drifting lines of my wheels are going out of each other. So this means I'm still hitting the brake. As long as I hit the brake, the lines will go out of each other. As soon as I stop braking when drifting, then my lines will go, it goes automatically, but the lines will be closer to each other again, and finally you get grip. And I'm just driving around the corner. This goes too slow. Okay. You can now see that the lines are getting closer to each other again compared to, I don't know, a few seconds ago. The lines are closer. And here they are almost on each other. Well, what I'm doing now is I start braking. And you can already see what happens. Even in this slow motion, you can see the lines between the wheels are getting wider again. So I actually restart my drift in the other drift. So instead of crashing against the wall when I had grip, I just brake again during the first drift to extend the drift around the corner. Yeah, the lines between my wheels are really far away. And we get closer to the wall again. You can see the car is really cornered, like the drifting lines from the wheels are really out of each other. We can't see them because of the black bar, and I don't know how to remove it. I'm noobish in these kind of things. Okay. Let's restart the replay, but this time without interruption. Just look at the car. You see, every time I hit the brake, you can see the wheels like they are like going to the left. Just pay attention. My car goes to here. Brake, 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 brake. Every time I hit the brake, I'm going off the inside wall. Instead of going close to the inside wall, I'm going away from the inside wall. No, I'm not planning to do something after this, actually. I don't know if I can compare the replays. Let me check. Ah, I can. He sees it. He sees the replays as one map. Oh no. Ah no. Okay, I need to build another map again. So pro. I'm getting pro in building maps. If I keep doing it like this, I'm just going to build the same one again. Yep. Finish. Oh wait, this part. No, it's good, right? It was something like this at least. Don't know exactly, but this time I'm going to do one with drift, one without. This is without. Hitting the wall. And that's what I want. Then I'm going to save it, and I'm going to name it to Orbiter. And I'm going to do it in the downloaded group. This is the without multi-drift, and now we are going to do one with the multi-drift. Oh, this is too slow. Started drifting too early. Ooh, 892. I wasn't that fast on the other ones. Let me pick out a name. I'm going to pick out. Okay, okay. Shark knows why. Okay. So I'm going to open the replays. Download it. Shark fan, and we need Orbiter. Camera. Can I do camera 7? Ah, yeah. Okay, cool. So just to explain everything in once. Just a full explanation again, but this time we have the replay so I can show everything immediately, which makes it probably much easier. Okay, multi-drifting. If you want to drive a corner like this, you will see in a moment, my first replay there, will hit the wall. Okay, you can't drift a corner like this in once. It are actually 3 separate corners, number 1, number 2 and number 3 until the finish. You need to multi-drift to reach the finish in a fast time. If you don't multi-drift, you will really have a hard time driving these corners, because you can drift this corner and then stabilize your car and then make another drift, stabilize it again and make another drift, but that's just 1, you lose time, 2, you make it yourself really difficult, and 3, you have too much speed, so probably you will hit the wall anyway. Doing a multi-drift is definitely the solution. What you are going to do is you start drifting before the first corner, and before the drift ends you are going to tap on the brake. Okay, so you start to drift, hit the brake, then you stop hitting the brake, then your car will drift around the corner, and before you get grip again you start hitting the brake again, so you extend the first drift into the second corner. And then it's all the same. When you notice that your car is getting grip again, or you are going to hit the wall, the inside wall I mean, then the inside wall, then you just hit the brake again and keep hitting it. And then this is what happens. I don't know which replay is let me check which one. Okay, this is the one hitting the wall. This is camera 1 style, that's fine for me. Okay, well, you can see the two Acer cars, really nice, almost synchronic. Not anymore. Okay, but we start drifting, okay? You can see the lines behind the car are out of each other. Left front wheel, left back wheel. Those are the two easiest to show you. The right ones are a bit unclear, but you can see they are going out of each other. We continue. On this part, just stop it for a moment because my other car is closing into this one. You can see that this line is almost on the left front wheel. Left front wheel line is this one. The left back wheel line is over here. And a moment ago they were further away. Here you can see they are really further away. And now they are closing in on each other again. Let's see what the slowdown or the slow-mo is showing us. In other words, I stopped braking and now the wheels are trying to get grip again. So the lines, it's like a real car. When you stop braking, the car tries to search his grip again. The lines will fall on one, as you can see here, on the left or the right two wheels, one line. And they are almost on one line here as well. This would be a good time to tap on the brake to extend the drift again, but I didn't, of course. And you can see the lines are getting closer and closer and closer, and the car gets grip, and you don't want that because you can't make the corner with grip. Now you just see two lines. That's bad. If I would tap on the brake right now, you will get the famous no drift. Okay? You don't want a no drift. You want to tap the brake before the lines of the front and the back wheels are one. Now you just see one line left, one line right. But you want 4 lines, okay? If you are going to tap the brake with just these 2 lines, you will get a no drift. And now I just crashed into the wall, which I didn't hit the wall. That's funny. Yeah, my car bounces to the left before I actually hit the wall. Well, we are seeing something special. A Trackmania bug maybe again. But well, and now we just drive to the finish, and that's it. Okay, let's go on with replay number 2. At the beginning again. Okay, this is the point of drifting. Just slightly different lines, but that doesn't matter too much. Okay, you can see the lines behind my car are going wide again, out of each other, and we start to drift. We continue. Oh, this is already the second drift. Go back again. This is the period where I stop tapping the brake, and you can see these lines are going to close into each other again. On the left wheels, you can see. They are getting closer and closer and closer. It just takes time. Closer and closer. They are almost overlapping. Yeah, you see they are really getting closer to each other. But before they are on each other, okay, now you can see what happens when hitting the brake again for the second time. Before the lines were on each other, I tapped the brake. And because of tapping the brake, you can see that the lines are going out of each other again. Okay, and that's what you want. You want to extend your drift. And you don't want to get this. Oh, well, it's almost there, but you want to keep the lines out of each other. And you don't want one line. Here I do it another time. Again, they are really wide out of each other. And this car, the one I showed you, is just having 2 lines. But this one is actually having 4, but apparently the right front wheel is not having a line today. But you can see the left front wheel line and the left back wheel line are out of each other again. But if I stop hitting the brake, the lines will go closer to each other again. That's what you see now. They are closing in. And if I would stop tapping the brake on this point, I would just, bam, hit against the wall just like this car. So what do I do again? Is I tap the brake. And if I'm tapping the brake, which will probably be in a moment. Hey, we have another 50. Okay, this is where I tap the brake. It's so slow that I actually can't really see when I tap the brake. But you can clearly see the lines are wider out of each other again. And here another one. I was closing in on the wall. It's really hard to tell in slow-mo, by the way, but I hope you understand a little. So now we just do it without any slow motions. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I make 5 little taps in just one big corner to the right. You can count them with me if you like to. Try to count. And what do you have to count? What do you think? You have to count the amount of times the car is, you know, going to the left in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I hit the brake 5 times to make one corner. Well, actually 3, but in my opinion it's kind of 1. And now you can also just look at the lines behind the car, behind the wheels. You can clearly see they are going wide at the first drift, closing in again, and then it's just going wide, close, wide, close. That's what happens all the time. And when they are getting close, I tap the brake, and that's why you see the car going left every time. Just watch the lines. It's really funny to see actually. And if you count good, you can see that I hit the brake 5 times. My car goes 5 times to the left, and you see that the lines behind my car are going 5 times wider out of each other. And well, let's make a last replay, last run, last replay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then drive to the finish. So, are there any questions? I keep this replay playing in the meantime, just waiting. Maybe you have any questions? If you have any questions, just tell me right now. Or else I'll try to answer them on Facebook. And if there are no questions, then I think this was it. I'm just showing my replay all the time so you can actually see what happens. And hopefully you understand why you have to multi-drift. What do you have to do to make a multi-drift? And why does it come in handy to multi-drift? You know, there are a lot of maps nowadays that has a multi-drift included. And it can always come in handy. And the famous no drift sometimes happens because of this. You start at the first drift, there's a second corner behind it, but the lines behind your car aren't gone, they are still there, and when I hit the brake at this time I would just get a no drift and crash inside the wall. To remove these lines you just have to stop steering for a very short moment, and then the lines are gone, and then I can start a new drift again for the second corner, but I didn't do it in the replay, as you can see. Am I going to make a similar tutorial for the Neo Drift? Well, that's a good question. To be honest, let's go monitor capture. There you can see what I'm looking at. To be honest, before a few days ago, I didn't really know what a multi-drift or how to do it. I thought I never know how to do it. Everyone was talking about multi or about neo drifting, and I was like, I don't know how to do it with a pad. I have no idea. And then I was driving, well, testing a map of someone, and there was a corner inside that map that I had to take in a special way. And I was explaining how to take that corner on that special way. And I was explaining, yeah, you have to do this and then stop steering for a moment and then just steer, press the brake in one time and you drive the corner. And then someone in the stream chat was saying, guy, dude, you are doing a neo drift. And I was like, am I doing a neo drift? Is this a neo drift? For me it was so natural to do that drift on places like that I actually didn't know it was a neo drift. And I all the time thought I couldn't do it. But apparently I could. So for me it was just a natural happening. But okay, I'll promise you this. I'm going to do a session with a tutorial of how to do a neo drift. I will, and I will also write it down on the Word file. Neo drift tutorial. Okay, that one is saved. So I will do a tutorial on the neo drifts. But not this evening. I have some things to do. Yeah. I didn't let sure be my better list yet. Okay, so let's go out of the game. So guys, this was my tutorial to you on how to do a multi-drift. If there are any questions, feel free to ask me on my Facebook. And if you think this was a bad explanation, just tell me and I will try to do a new one. I will make a highlight. I think I will make a highlight of the last part where I have the 2 replays plus the map, everything together. Because I think that was the best part out of the whole stream. I think the beginning and those things with building the map all the time and driving those rounds was not really clear. But well, you'll see a highlight coming. I will decide what to do, and I hope the people that didn't know how to do a multi-drift yet, the one that asked me, I don't know who asked me anymore, but I hope his question is answered. I hope I explained it to you and that everything is clear. So welcome Serby. I just added you as buddy as you saw in Trackmania, but I'm going to close down the stream, going to play some Modern Warfare with some buddies of me, and I will see you next time. I promise you, Neo Drift tutorial is coming up, and maybe there are even more tutorials that I will try to think of. Okay, so stay up to date, and thanks for watching to the tutorial of multi-drifting. See you next time.